standing in front of this amazing tiny house right now. It was a house built by Barhouse, and it's been fitted out with, I may look skeptical, some smart technology from Control 4. And we have David here with us today to walk me through why I need to make the change.
Hi, how you going?
I'm really good, thank you. But I must admit, I am a little bit skeptical about the whole smart technology because I do feel like I need to give it too much brain power. Yep. So could you maybe walk me through and give me a tour of exactly how you've implemented your smart tech in this house?
Sure, I can certainly do that. Let's do it.
All right. Okay, so tell me, everything that I see here is smart. Is that right?
Yeah, so what we've done is we've actually integrated all of the systems in this tiny home. And so I guess we start with our centralised touchscreen in our house.
Oh, so there's like a motherboard.
Yes, there's like a central controller, and this is really cool. So this would normally be placed in your kitchen or somewhere else in the house, and you might have multiples of them depending on the size of the house or how many levels. And this is your central command system. So this is where you kind of come and everything.
It's like DEFCON.
Okay, yeah, some people describe it like that. But so what we've done is every system in your house has a different way of communicating. So if you think of it like every system has its own language and they don't communicate together. So what we do at Control 4 is we actually sit over the top of all of those different systems and we make them all talk together. So we can actually make a smart product even smarter by making it do things it was never actually intended to do. So we can make a thermostat close a blind, for instance, on certain... So
oh my gosh, really cool I'm so interested now. So you're like a translating hub.
That's right, and that's what Control 4 does. It's the smart home platform for the house. And so all of these, what we call smart home accessories, so things like Alexa, different blinds, different lighting systems, different air conditioning systems, pool control, cameras, intercoms, all of that stuff, we bring all of that disparate technology together and we actually make it really simple for the customer to use to their home. So we can actually make it even better. So imagine like you leave the house for the night and you actually press a goodbye button on your house. And so that actually shuts down the entire house, no matter what it is. So at my house, for instance, in my kids' bedroom, I have a keypad on the wall and the bottom button is room off. So when they actually leave their bedroom, they press the room off button. And what that does, it actually turns off the ceiling fan, turns off the lights, turns off the air conditioning, turns off the TV and closes the blind, all with the press of a single button.
Do you know how much time that would save me? Every morning, shut your windows, turn off your fans, turn off your lights, make sure this is unplugged, make sure that's unplugged. Like, it could totally buy back parents easy an hour a day.
Absolutely, and it does even much more than that. So we can do things like security integration. So we can, if the alarm goes off, for instance, in a sector of the house, we can actually turn on the TVs with the CCTV image of that sector if there's a camera there. We can also then make it do things like flash the lights. So there's all of these
I'm getting freaked out.
And it's all done by your smart home integrator. It's really cool. So there's other things like, say, your kids come home, something really personal to most people. If they're working families, their kids come home, they have a PIN code to get through the front door. So what they put in their PIN code, that unlocks the front gate, unlocks the front door. Might put the house into kids mode, so it might not allow the AV system to turn on until
there is a kids mode
after the homework's done. So the house doesn't do anything and respond to anything until that time expires. Then the kids can watch TV and stuff. But if the child's under duress, if somebody's with them that's not meant to be there, they might have a code that's just one number slightly different. And it'll activate the house the same, but it can do something like send an alert to the parents that there's something amiss. So that the parents have a notification on their phone, the kids got home, or if something's wrong, they get a different notification that says something's awry. Call in or do whatever you need to do. We can really make the home much more intelligent than what it was ever designed to be. And let's face it, homes are getting more and more connected nowadays, not less. And we're going to get more and more connected over time. And in most people's lives, the least place they're connected is actually their home. We're more connected in our cars and our offices than we are when we get home.
100%. I guess for me though, being I'm not that old, but I am traditional. So one of the things that I think many people would be thinking is, do I need to rebuy a pile of smart appliances to make this happen? Do I need to have a smart aircon, a smart TV? Or can you retrofit some of this technology to existing elements?
So that's the great thing about Control 4. We play in both markets. So we've got products that are designed for new build. So it's where you're building a house, we can pre-wire that and have products that are meant for that application. We also have products that can go into existing homes. So you can keep your existing light switches, and we just put a smart puck in behind it. And so therefore from the light switch...
A puck?
So we can control, it's called a puck because it's round. But
simple.
Yeah, so it just goes inside the wall cavity, and our iPads and our touchscreens and everything can talk to that, but we also have a manual control for the good old days if you walk into the room and want to switch the light on. So yeah, so we can still have that. Now, there's some products you just can't integrate with because they're just not smart.
What are some of those? What are some of the things that really have not moved to that next level?
So if your lights, for instance, aren't anything like a Philips Hue or any sort of controllable light fitting, you just can't control them. And people buy something like the home assistants, the voice controls, and they go, turn on my lights. But if the lights aren't physically connected to anything, they can't turn on. So people need to understand that there is certain bits of technology you need to add to make them smart. But that can be done to most items in the home. Not all, but most. So
if someone's looking to maybe implement some of this amazing smart technology and they're saying, I don't know if my lights are smart enough, I don't know if my TV is smart enough. Yep. What is a really simple way that people can begin the journey towards smart technology? So
probably the best thing to do is jump on the web, go to control4.com.
Okay.
There's a bunch of information there that you can have a look at, but more importantly, there's also a dealer locator. It says find a professional, and you can click on that, and most professionals will offer free advice, and they'll come out to the home.
Well, they should.
Yeah, that's right. Well, yeah, they should. They'll come out and they'll assess it for you, and then they can work out what you desire, and then what's the process involved in getting you to that conclusion that you desire for your home.
All right, now I think there's enough talking. I want to see some action on the motherboard. So what can that do for us in this beautiful tiny house?
Okay, so in here, for instance, we've got some things like lighting control. So we just press on the button and that brings our lighting up. So here we've got either the individual lights for the house, or we can go into a scene mode. So a scene mode might be like an all on when we come home, or it might be a good night. So if we press the good night button,
mood lighting.
This area turns off because that's how we've programmed it.
What's chill?
Chill out's just a different light setting, so it just changes the mood again. So now if you think of a conventional home with a regular light switch, if you want to create a certain ambience in a room, you've got to turn on a light, maybe use a dimmer, turn on another one, use a different dimmer, and then reset it all that way. What we can do is we can take that whole process of setting that mood up and we can change it. So like at my house, for instance, in my kitchen, I've got 3 buttons. I've got cook, dine, and clean. So instead of having, and I've got about 9 light circuits in my kitchen. So I've got foot lights, task lights, overhead bench lights, all the usual that you would have.
You might be a smart tech nerd, I think.
I think I do like it, definitely. But the great thing is, like, to do that in my house, so if we're cooking, we press the cooking button, that turns on all the task lighting in the kitchen. Yes. So just the task lighting. If we're dining, it actually turns off the task lighting, brings on some ambient lighting, so there's enough light in the dining area so that you can eat comfortably. Cleaning, which is generally my job, turns on all the lights so I don't miss anything. So it's all perfectly clean. So those sort of things can really, really enhance the lifestyle of a user at their home without making it complex. You know, I'm sure we've seen those big switch plates in people's homes with 500 switches on it. Yes. We can get all that down into a simple touchscreen, and then we can integrate all of that other wall acne, which is what we call it, where you'll have your intercom.
Wall acne. Yeah. Did you just call it wall acne?
Yeah, that's what we call it in the industry.
I get that you obviously, I love it that you are a smart tech and lighting nerd. I think it's great. I am a lamp lover. Yep. So if I love lamps, how are you going to help me control those so I don't have to go click switches on every night?
Yep. So what you have is you can buy portable products that just simply plug into a PowerPoint that integrate with our system. So we don't make every product in the world, but what we try to do is that platform that sits over the top. So there's lots of companies that make these little accessory parts that you can buy from your local big box retailer, plug them in, plug your lamp into that, and then that can talk to Control4, and then we can integrate that into our scene control, for instance. So your good night will turn off all your lamps as well throughout the house.
Ooh.
My one is I've got one for my Christmas tree when we set it up. So that, because that PowerPoint's right behind the Christmas tree, so you have to climb underneath to get to it. So with ours, I've just got a Christmas tree button on my touchscreen. So at Christmas time, I can just turn it on and off.
You have literally thought of everything.
We try.
I love it. So if you could name for me 5 things in this tiny house that I can control from that.
Sure. So we've got intercom, we've got CCTV, we've got lighting control.
3.
We've got audio visual.
4.
We've got, in this, we've also can integrate with the air conditioning.
5.
And ceiling fans.
Oh my gosh, you trumped me. More. You gave me 6 and more. Thank you so much, Dave. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you very much. Enjoy the show.